Okay, so today is Sunday, November the 9th, and we are going to be shooting a new podcast for Legal Leads Group. I'm joined today by Alan Aguilar, one of our Google Ads specialists, and today's topic is a personal injury attorney Google Ads, which is something we talk a lot about. But what we're going to focus on today is different strategies to generate quality motor vehicle accidents. We have published a lot of articles about ways you can generate MVAs through Google Ads, through LSAs, through social media. We have also published lots of videos about tips and tactics that we utilize on a daily basis here at Legal Leads Group for our clients, from bidding strategies to different ways to set up campaigns. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick just to kind of touch on a couple of the most popular ones. So if you visit our website and you click in the upper right hand corner on Law Firm News, and you come down to our blog section, this article here that says aggressive strategies for personal injury attorneys, this article talks a lot about ways you can expedite that learning curve so you can work towards getting your campaigns into ROHAS faster. It does have some inherent risks because you are spending a lot more money a lot more quickly in order to try to expedite getting into ROHAS. Whereas this article here, that's titled Utilizing Rules and Scripts for Maximum Control Over Google Ad Spend, this is the exact opposite. It's about front loading those rules and scripts. You're not going to have that exaggerated spend, but in turn, you're not going to get into ROHAS as quickly. It's going to take a lot longer. So there are plenty of articles on our website that talk a lot about different strategies from a bid standpoint, campaign standpoint. What I wanted to talk today, and the reason why I'm having Alan on this Zoom today, so we can create a video for you, is about one of the elements of Google Ads that I think a lot of ad agencies don't really dive into because it's something that's so simple you could do all by yourself. You really don't even need an agency to do this. It's something you can implement by yourself with simple tools. So I think a lot of marketing companies fail to tell you and inform you of how important it is because they want to sell you. And we want to sell you too. We would rather you not do it yourself. But one of the ways that we help to market is we believe that honesty is the best policy. And so if we inform you of how it works, you'll decide that, hey, you know what? I'd rather be litigating cases or in a perfect world, never having litigation, settling all your claims pre-lit for nice checks. So today's video about personal injuries is about landing pages because landing pages is the core of how you're going to start your campaigns. You could build phenomenal ad campaigns, but if you don't have quality landing pages, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot on two primary pillars of Google Ads. One is CTAs and conversions, so a page that converts. Number two is the Google quality score. So, Alan, do me a favor. Talk to the viewers at home. Let's start with Google quality score rule first. Go into the landing page, how header tags on the landing page should reflect headline copy. Paragraph text copy on the landing page should reflect ad copy. How SEO plays in. Dive into it.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. I think a big part of, just everything that we're trying to do when we build Google Ads for attorneys, we all want that clear answer. Everyone just wants a perfect piece of cake that's just gonna take off and immediately go into ROAS. And that's not really the case. A lot, as you know, we go back and forth with a lot of ideas, and a lot of it is just coming up with a whole bunch of strategies. And yeah, kind of like what you said, as far as what we're seeing, successful and what we're trying to do with building successful campaigns that go straight into ROAS as quickly as possible is what you're saying: quality score, landing page, and overall just creating a robust environment in relevancy, right? I think at the end of the day, that's all Google cares about. What quality score is trying to measure is relevancy at the end of the day, right? How relevant is your keyword to your copy, to your landing page, to the CTAs that are in there? Are you targeting the user's search query? Are you, scratching that itch in terms of their search intent, right? I think that's the big thing that people get confused with quality score. Everyone's trying to find out Does that mean, optimizing images? Does that mean fine tuning my campaign budgets? What does quality score mean? And I think a lot of people just forget the basics, the SEO fundamentals, right? As we know in basketball and sports, right, fundamentals is key. And that's really what SEO is the fundamentals, because the fundamental of SEO is content. And the fundamental of content is providing, something relevant to a user, something that's going to help someone who's searching for something, right? So it all
Yep.
just goes back to the fundamentals of everything. And you said it exactly right. Basically, what we try to do is create that full closed environment within our Google Ads where the keyword that's being bidded on is the exact keyword that reflects on the H1 of our copy, right? Not using dynamic keywords, not, the direct keyword that we believe our users are searching is the keyword you will find in our copy. Apart from that, you got to drill much deeper, right? You create content depth, you content drill down, you create much more headings, much more paragraph text, like you're saying. It doesn't matter if none of that paragraph text and none of those headings are relevant to, again, that keyword. That's where dynamic keyword might get things confused. You might be bidding for best car accident attorney, best car accident attorney in Houston. But if your content is just being replaced dynamically and is not really reflected in your depth, in your H2s, in your P text, in your image alt text, right? If that keyword is not featured throughout, right, you're not really helping yourself in terms of quality score. So it's about really creating that full depth, well built out campaign with the fundamentals checked off in terms where the keyword that you're bidding on is the keyword on the landing page, is the keyword in the alt text, is the keyword in the paragraph, is the keyword in the H2 through H6. That keyword is featured throughout the entire landing page. And that's the only way that you can really, in our experience, tell Google, hey, we are relevant in this key term. We are an authoritative source, right? If you don't have that, if you don't drill down in that level of detail and depth, how can you really ever say that you are an authoritative source in that keyword that a user might be bidding on?
Those are great points. So what I want to do for the viewers at home is I kind of want to walk them through an example here, okay? So for you watching this video at home, let me reiterate what Alan is saying. The point of this video is to help you with something that you can do all by yourself, something simple, which is set up your landing pages correctly. So there's two pillars of the landing page, or for a better analogy, there's two targets that you can hit with your landing page. One is going to be improving your Google quality score. One is going to be conversions, getting someone to actually call you for a car accident. Hey, I Googled car accident lawyer Austin, or I Googled car accident lawyer San Diego, or I Googled car accident lawyer Boston, and I landed on this page. What on this page is going to get me to actually touch the call now button? Is it really good ad copy? Is it some visual effects? Is it calls to action? Over $100 million won, free consultations, ask us about rental car coverage. So design and content and imagery can help you convert. So if you have a poor landing page, you might get hits on it, but there's nothing there that entices a person to call you, ergo it's worthless. Second is quality score. We're going to talk about quality score right now because the quality score is going to land the searcher. Before you even have a shot at converting the searcher, you have to land the searcher. Okay? So think of it like fishing. The lure is the quality score, it catches the fish. Then your ability to reel it in successfully, that's the call to action. So in organic SEO, you have header tags, H1s, H2s, H3s, you have H1s through H6s. But the number associated with the tag does not reflect the paragraph within your article or landing page, meaning your fifth paragraph is not an H5 tag per se. Header tags represent depth, okay? So if my article was the world's best German chocolate cake recipe, my H1 tag would be the world's best German chocolate cake recipe. I'd have some paragraph. My H2 tag might be the 10 ingredients needed for the world's best German chocolate cake recipe. And now, because I said the 10 ingredients needed, I'm going to have at least 10 H3s beneath that H2 section because I'm going to list each ingredient as an H3. But let's say I get to an ingredient that says cooking oil, and perhaps I could use multiple types of cooking oil. I could use vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Maybe I could even use butter as a substitute. I might have 6 H4s beneath that H3 that says cooking oil. And then I'm going to go back to another ingredient. So I'm going to shift from an H4 back to an H3 and list another ingredient. It's layering, okay? So for example, let's just say that you were going to do pick a random city and state. Alan.
Woodbridge, Virginia.
Woodbridge, Virginia. Never even heard of Woodbridge, Virginia. And let's just say that you're trying to get a lot of car accidents. I might do an H1 tag, Woodbridge car accident attorneys. And I might make this my H1 tag. Then I'm going to have a couple paragraph text beneath here. Then I might get to my H2 tag and I might put types of motor vehicle accident injuries are Woodbridge car accident attorneys represent. And again, I'm going to hit it with some paragraphs. And then I'm going to get, and this is going to be an H2. And then I'm going to get to an H3. And I might put uninsured motorist claims, H3. I might put red light accidents, H3. I might put traumatic brain injury. Now, let's say I do now let's say I get here and I put rideshare. I might do Uber. And these are going to be H4s. Now watch how the power of layering can help your landing page. And again, this is a landing page for PPC. This is not an organic SEO page, but you can see how the organic SEO carries over into here. Watch why and how. I want to get people to call me when they're looking for an auto accident attorney in Woodbridge, Virginia. That's my H1 tag. That's my home run keyword. This H2 tag still contains my home run keyword, okay, right here, but it's setting up H3s types. So I've got uninsured, red light, traumatic. But look, I really want to get some Uber in Lyft cases because they're commercial. So I hit an H3 tag here, right here, and I'm going deeper with Uber and Lyft. Okay, now watch how we're going to transition from organic SEO to a PPC page. This is the same exact way I would set up an organic SEO page for Woodbridge car accident attorneys. But this is where it's going to shift and dynamically push towards PPC because we're trying, when I say the word dynamic a minute ago, we're trying to actually avoid using DKI. Google gives you a tool called dynamic keyword insertion, which is a usable tool, but it's also for lazy people. It lets it automatically swap keywords and headlines. But by doing so, it affects that header tag depth. You're better off building multiple landing pages specific to type, case type and geo. So I'm going to put one more H3 here. I'm going to put chain reaction auto accidents. 3. Now here's where it's going to shift to PPC. I'm going to call this the John Smith Law Firm. So this is going to be an H2 tag. Why call the John Smith Law Firm to handle your auto accident injury claims in Woodbridge, Virginia? This is where you're going to see the shift to PPC. I'm going to put And again, this is all fictitious. And again, I'm not having an actual letter count here, so I might be off a little bit because they obviously got to fit within Google Ads. So I'm going to try my best. Call now. Let's see here. Car accident attorney open 24/7. That might fit. Let's see here. No fees unless you win. 3. Top. Let's see here. Top rated MVA lawyers. 3. Woodbridge car crash lawyer. I hope this fits. Okay, so what I'm doing here with these H3s is I'm listing headlines, actual headlines that I'm going to have on my landing page. These are different than typical headlines you'd have on an organic SEO page. This top section here is all organic SEO, so I can get that quality score higher. I can build keyword density. These are not focused on keywords. These are focused on headlines that are on my landing page, okay? And so what I want to do is I want to make sure I have every single headline that I want to use in my ad, in that ad campaign, I want on this landing page. And that's going to build my relevancy. That is the relevancy part. That is how you can design the landing page to get conversions, okay? Outside the landing page, you can even add site links in the ad copy. You can add site links to the actual true Woodbridge car accident organic SEO page, but that's for another video. But for this video, from a landing page standpoint, this is how you build the landing page so that it mirrors the headlines and the ad copy you have to build that relevancy. That gets you to come up higher in the SERPs. It gets your ad to come up more, and it gets your cost per click lower because you have a higher quality score. The next part of this video is the second part of the landing page, which is conversions. Alan, talk to the viewers at home about conversion ratio optimization, about ways you can lay out the landing page to get them to actually click and call you once they land on it.
Yeah, I think when you literally just go back to exactly what you did, you can see how complicated and honestly how a lot of agencies can just totally mess this up. When you're whiteboarding it and you're drawing it up, it's very, very simple. It seems very like a standard procedure, right? Building an organic page, creating that content depth, creating content layer. Nothing we're doing here is reinventing the wheel. As we're not doing anything that's revolutionary here. I think what a lot of agencies and a lot of people just fumble the ball at the goal line when they just completely just drop the ball is in the execution. We all know that. And when you're dealing with content depth, what you're going to end up having are these very heavy text pages, right? You're going to have very heavy content. At the end of the day, what Google catalogs is data, and data is in the form of keywords. So you have to have a substantial amount of keywords. And the biggest problem that I've personally seen is how to navigate, how to build a page around those keywords that look nice, that entice someone to actually click that and entice them to think, oh, wow, over 100 million one. What a lot of people will do is just create a standard page where you'll have this giant wall of text. And it's exactly the way we laid it out in our doc, right? The content is great. The depth of the content is great. The headings and the keywords are all perfect, right? But it looks horrible. It's just a giant blob. It's like reading a Google Doc that's 3,000 words long. No one's going to want to do that. No one's going to know where to click, what to do. So you have to walk that line with the designers, with web designers. You have to sort of find ways to create containers and sections where they take that heavy content and they design it in a way where there's CTA blocks, images, call to action, phone call buttons, that's the real problem that we see most agencies have, is in the actual execution. A lot of them will just take their standard website pages with a hero image, a text module, and a CTA footer, and sort of just plug that into Google Ads. And while they're following every step that we're talking about here, um, they're not seeing any calls come in. That's because when the user lands on their landing page, everything is relevant. The PPC is low. Everything is great. The users have no idea where to click. They don't have a clear button or module that tells them to do something, right? You're just giving them words. You're not driving an action. Um, so
Correct.
so that's where you have to be very involved with the web designers and emphasize, breaking down this content, making it look very, very clean and neat, not just laying it in like a giant Google or Word document, right? You have to break it down between H2s, design sections that are tailored to that with images that might, motivate, with CTA buttons that are linked to your intake office's number where people can easily click and it goes straight to your office's line. I think that's the line a lot of people mess up, the execution. And a lot of agencies have these great ideas and they can lower your PPCs, but at the end of the day, what we're trying to do here is drive calls, right? If people
Yep.
don't know where to drive to, you're just wasting ad revenue, and that's where a lot
Let,
of
let's show them a kind of a visual example of kind of the difference. So this is one that's we're working on right now. Okay, this is a new one going live. It's actually gone live. This is for a very large injury firm in Austin. So Austin's a tough market, and we want to make sure that we dominate that market. So we laid the homepage out from an SEO standpoint, all about Austin PI. Okay, it's got a significant amount of content. Okay, drop downs, but it's very heavy in content. Okay, I mean, there's over 12,000, 15,000 words just on the homepage alone. Okay, so it's required, it's necessary for us to even have a shot in the dark of getting this site to rank well in the SERPs organically, which will also help our Google Ads. But this homepage is specifically focused on general PI because that's the main way Google tags it, and then it goes into car, truck, motorcycle. But it's a very extensive SEO page. But for the actual Google Ads, for the general PI campaign, they're going to land on this. Right away, injured in an accident, fight for you. It's got the American flag in the background. These are two distinguished, good-looking lawyers, so we have them front and center. Call now button, the logo, millions of our clients, and right away hits them with videos. So if they don't convert here, maybe they'll convert here on a video. Maybe they'll convert here. Okay, we still lay out the content blocks. Okay, and we'll still have Intaker installed, so Intaker will also be there live so they can touch the call when this is live in about 10 minutes. But this is a landing page. It's a high quality landing page. So even though it has a significant amount of content here and all the tags that are developed there, it's still focused on this section here, okay, to give them the ability to watch a video and call or touch and call. It's focused on conversions, okay? So these are things that you can do all by yourself without even hiring an agency. Now, when we build landing pages, we build them directly within the CMS. 99.9% of the time, we use WordPress. However, you can use whatever CMS you want. And if you are going to tackle this by yourself and you're not going to hire an agency and you don't want to mess around with code, you can buy a very easy to use plugin called Unbounce, okay? And you can put that directly in WordPress and you can build your own landing pages in Unbounce. If you or anyone in your law firm does want to tackle your AdWords and your PPC all by yourself, but you want some free tips, give us a call. Call 805-273-8791, 805-273-8791. You can ask to talk to me. You can ask to talk to Alan, Igor, any one of our ad reps here. You can talk to any one of our SEO development team members. They'd be happy to help you. Visit our website at www.lucrativelegal.com or call us at 805-273-8791. Alan, anything you want to say before we close this blog post or article?
No, just thank you for having me. I think it's very important, to have these sort of discussions and keep visibility. I think a lot of people think what we do here is a proprietary secret and trade secrets, and and it's really not. You know, it's born off of years of experience and engineering and trial and error. You know, we're very much like a like an engineering team. You know, behind the scenes. You know, trial and error, prototypes. You know, there can be a lot of failure involved, and I think that's important for viewers to recognize that when you sort of take on these solo ventures, as we've both known, there's a lot of failure involved down this road, and at the end of the day, that is the best teacher. But you know, it's always nice to have some experience on your side to avoid some of those easy mistakes in the beginning.
That's a good point. I will leave it. If you are considering tackling this yourself, be prepared to fail. It's okay. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. He has a famous quote that he says, "I missed 9,000 shots. 26 times I was trusted to take the game-winning shot and I missed it because I failed over and over and over again." And that's why he succeeds. That is how Google Ads works. You don't learn through victories, you learn through failures. What makes our agency successful is we have teams of individuals who have spent years and have learned by being baptized by fire through trial and error. We understand what works and doesn't work, and we know how to manipulate. And even us, we still make mistakes, but we quickly evolve. We quickly adapt. You can go way sideways on your paid ads very quickly and get into some scary financial situations if you don't know what you're doing. If you have questions and you do want to tackle it yourself, give us a call. We'll help you for free. Hope this video helps you. Again, this helps you set up your landing pages correctly. Visit www.lucrativelegal.com or give us a call at 805-273-8791. Take care.